Okay guys, in this tutorial we're gonna create a couple of objects and all those objects will correspond to real person. But to do that we're gonna have like generic structure of data about every individual. So it's like, let's say, police database. So we can totally safely rename this program, class program, into something more usable, like class person, persons, something like that, person, right? It's not big deal. Anyway, so data about people. Well, first stuff, name. So data type, string, name, and on the right side we will not use any kind of value. So it is just enough to use semicolon. So maybe this is weird if you are in this tutorial for the first time, but actually no. This is how you construct Blanco characteristic of some future real object that we are going to create. Anyway, let's roll with some other things. String, last name, let's say. And also, this will be like a blank field in some kind of database. So what else? And we don't want our program to be too much complicated. Well, let's say integer social security number. So yeah, all these things will be a characteristic of every individual, right? So how to create individual? Well, individual is just object. So let's create based on person that individual. So person, so this is a starting point, and let's generically call that individual, like in a database, let's say P1. So person P1 equals a new person. So it's like when person is born, let's say. You're entering new data in some database. Right. So let's check what's happening with F5, probably no errors. Okay, that's cool. No errors, no problems. Right. So how we are going to populate these imaginary fields in a database so we can have real results that we can print down there or send to database or something like that? Well, it is very easy. What is object? What is person? P1 dot. The first thing is let's set a name. Okay, let's set a name. So this is on the left side. On the right side, we're gonna just say equal and value. Value, John, for example. Okay, so same stuff for all other characteristics here. So last name, last name, but we must be really precise when we are targeting objects. P1, okay, and value on the right side will be, I don't know, snow, something like that. Another thing is social security number. So I don't know what is the format of social security number in USA, I think, so I'm gonna just use something weird like this, something big, I don't know, some kind of integer. Right. Well, how exactly we are going to use this? Well, first let's compile this. F5. Will we run into problems? So what is the problem? Cannot implicitly convert type in long to int. All right, so it's a little bit bigger number. So let's shorten it. F5. Okay, that's cool. So we do have P1 created, which is John Smith with that ID, that social security number. Now we need to use it. So let's use it. Let's use the data. So console dot write line P1. You cannot just say here name directly because what is the object you need? So from P1 object you're demanding name, and that's it. That's pretty much it. There you go, John. Of course, on the left side you can have custom report like a P1 name. But it depends how much you have free time for these tutorials. So you can use custom report or you can just drop it. It's up to you. Anyway, let's grab other stuff. Last name, and what was it? Social security number. But we must target specific field from here. So last name, okay, let's put it here, and SSN. Right, and now we will get all three characteristics of that person. P1. Databases doesn't care about values. You can call it whatever you like. P1, P100. It is just a row in a database at the end of the day. well, you need to pay your taxes, but state pretty much doesn't care about you anyway. It depends. But that's the story for another day. So this is how you extract stuff. Of course, how many of these you can create, well, it's totally up to you. But the important stuff, because this is a tutorial about object modification, is what if for some reason that Jon Snow is a CIA secret agent and you want to change like social security number for that person. Can you do this? Well, actually, yes. You can say p1.ssn equals something ridiculous, 007 or something like that, I don't know. And now, because this is the last instruction, this will be usable and this will be used, but it will be skipped because this is the last operation, last instruction related to SSN field. Okay, so down there you're gonna have all ones for SSN in a report. Let's do this. There you go. So that's the whole purpose of objects. You can do so many stuff with it, and this is extremely simple scenario, but hopefully you understand this. So also, let's say that dude is working now for KGB. So not just he is working for CIA, now he's like a double agent or something. Well, you're entering this somewhere in a CIA, headquarters. You have data about KGB agent, and now you're saying that John is not John anymore. It is like Nikita, and last name is, I don't know, Khrushchev. How to type this in English? I don't know. Like Khrushchev, something like that. And now, when some of other dudes in CIA with lower privileges are reading some kind of report, they will see something like this. Okay, so it's absolutely same, scenario, but this is for high level officials and this is for like juniors in agency, let's say. And what they will see is cleaned report for their access level. And check this out. So it will be Nikita Khrushchev with this weird social security number. And if we totally put this into comment section, then that younger agent will just see what you need him to see. There you go. So yeah, something like that. So object modification is extremely useful stuff, and guys, you're gonna use this approach all the time. Well, maybe not for CIA and for KGB, because normal programmers do like normal stuff. And if you are lucky and you're working for any of those agencies, well, you're gonna have very nice retirement paycheck. What's the correct terminology here? I don't know. You're gonna be wealthy when you're old, something like that. Or you're gonna be, well, I cannot use that term on YouTube. Some people are wealthy and some people just die when they're working for someone. Anyway, for some agency. But that's the Cold War story. Right, I'm gonna cut this tutorial here, and hopefully you do know how to change stuff multiple times during the period of program execution. Thank you for watching. See you in a couple of minutes. Ciao.